Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this live stream. First of all, wishing you and your family members a very happy New Year, and stay blessed, guys. I really wish and pray for you that you get a very nice and a very awesome, prosperous New Year 2023. Well, since last 10 days I've been very less to no active. I would say before Christmas, since Christmas I would say. Was just going just on a vacation and was traveling actually. So even yesterday I wanted to do live stream, but I couldn't do it because unpacking stuffs and everything. So today I got some time and I've given my what do you say, a schedule as to when and how would be the streams for 2023, guys. First of all, let's welcome 2023 with open arms, and whatever 2022 has given, let's not try to judge the book by its cover. So I'm not gonna judge 2022 as to whether it was bad, good, or whatever. I would say that 2022 was okay-ish, not bad, not that good in terms of the price action that we were expecting for 2022. But yeah, I mean, good part is that we are here, we have survived it, we have made nice gains. Now let's focus on 2023. Your net worth, your portfolio, opening balances are set. Now it's time for you guys to make a plan as to how you're going to increase, or how are we going to increase our net worth in 2023, guys. So that's what I'm going to help you in this journey for the 2023. Further, I don't want to have your hopes up for the 2023, but yes, I do think that 2023 is going to give us a very big rally. When it is going to give, I'm not sure. How big it is going to be, not sure. So I don't want to give you any big hopes up for the 2023. But what I know is that yes, that rally is going to come in the 2023. I know 2023 is 365 days, but it's going to come, guys. It's definitely coming. A 30,100 retest is for sure. Anyone a wick above 30,100 can go towards 34,000. It's gonna come. And how fast is going to come, when it is going to come, let's all discuss. We're going to discuss all these things and scenarios in our today's live stream. First of all, our focus should be on how the yearly close has happened and what would be the next yearly ranges and the plan for 2023 going forward. So without wasting our time, let's move on to the yearly plan for 2023. Now, ladies and gentlemen, so this is our Coinbase chart for BTC. I mean, as you can see here, the candle is like a big bearish engulfing candle. I mean, we haven't seen such sort of a 12 months bearish engulfing candle. It's like it was not there here, and this is for the first time we are seeing the bearish engulfing candle. So you might be thinking that, oh, this is really great. I mean, we should be looking for more and more kind of a price action on the upside. It can be a big reversal candle as well. Not denying the fact that it can be a full-fledged reversal as well for the 2023, and we can literally see a big fat green dildo candle for the 2023. Not saying that it's not going to happen, no. But I would say that I would not like to see such sort of a candle in 2023. Why? Two reasons. I think we are most likely going into a 2023 is going to give us a bottom of the overall crypto. In my opinion, that's going to give us the bottom. Actually, that is going to be the multi-year bottom for the crypto market cap. So that is most likely going to be the multi-year bottom. So after this bottom, you're not going to see that sort of a lower price action till 2030. That's what I believe actually, and that's I all this is based on my analysis and understanding of the the current price action. So before we head down towards the BTC chart over here, let's try and grab some first of all, let's try and put some levels so that we can easily understand. I think I haven't updated those levels on the Coinbase chart, but here no problem. So now this is going to be our 2020 to highs. That's our range highs for the 2022, ladies and gentlemen, and that's going to be our 2020 to lows. Okay, that's going to be our another what I would say is range that we are probably looking for. So I'm just going to probably hide few levels so that we can have proper data, or we can just look for the ranges, rather than we just focusing on some other data actually. So this is the range that we have, and this is the candle that we have here, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's also focus on the equilibrium of this range, and hence we'll just like to draw the fibs from here for 0.5 fib, and most importantly we're just going to target golden pocket and the liquidity zone. So that these are our liquidity pools and liquidity zones. Okay, just remember this liquidity pool and zones. So 31,850 is our equilibrium, ladies and gentlemen. 31,850 2022 equilibrium of this range. Just going to make it blue. Okay, and then we're going to focus on 35,718. that is our golden pocket zone. 35,718.04, that's going to be 2022 GP zone. So we're going to target those areas where we might most likely see a liquidity hunch, and a test of those levels actually makes more sense. 38,471.56. the text would be 2022 0.702 fibs. Okay, so now our base chart is done. So now before we head down towards the daily or weekly chart, but if you look at the 12 months chart, ladies and gentlemen, this doesn't look great at all. It's a big bearish engulfing candle. Also, if you see that if many of you guys might be hearing that BTC have never seen a continuous or red candles in a row actually, because it can only have a one bear market. That's what many people say. But look at the volume here. The volume is in the previous bear market, the volume was lowest compared to the bull market, but right now the volume is so much a bigger sell volume, a net sell of 8.2 million on the Coinbase. That's how the big volume is. So the volume is pretty much higher over here. So practically the correction is not over, and the correction is going to see some sort of a bigger degree of wave. Now I have two counts over here, so I'm just going to discuss both. It just came into my mind this morning when I was just doing the chart, so I'm going to discuss both of the counts that I have here on the BTC for the going forward. So now this is how the 12-month chart looks like. Look at the RSI. Nothing much to see. What exactly RSI is. There's not much of a data here, so I'm just going to ignore. So now let's focus on the weekly chart, or even we can just look into the monthly chart as well. Well, if you look at the monthly, what good thing can happen here is just look at the, I'm just going to delete this range for just for an instance, because we are talking about the higher term time frame right now, and now we are looking for the lower term time frame. Also, I'm just going to delete this range because now it's useless. This range, it has played out, and it's done its part. So now the focus is on the levels. What levels are we talking about? So if you look at the good thing about the 2022 end is the December, as you can see here, the December ended with a low volume node over here. So you had a low volume candle, but slightly above MA21. And also if you look at here, the November was a big sell-off kind of when the FTX fiasco happened, and after that there is a low volume candle, but we haven't swept this lows yet. So practically, if you look at the BTC on the monthly, this has been our resistance now, continuous resistance. As you can see, the previous all-time highs of $19,000 or $20,000 levels is a resistance. And what you see is this is like a a big OB that it has formed. Most likely, these are the levels where I'm interested for longing, and that is going to be my 0.886 fib around 11,300 to $10,800. That's exactly where I'm eyeing to long for BTC on the going forward. Actually, that's my plan for BTC. I mean, we have discussed already before. We went on holidays, guys. Now, if you look at the monthly, the pretty much, what I feel is I'm expecting a small push towards the retest of quarter 2 lows around 17,600 bucks, practically just to have a small retest and then further sweep down, making it a very, very interesting, on the monthly. If you see a very interesting 3 drive, and that's going to be very interesting drive in my opinion. And this is how I would like to see the monthly chart being forming. If you look at the monthly, let's have a look at the monthly RSI. Forget this drawing, because this drawing is based on the weekly, so I'm going to take you for the weekly as well. Now, if you look at from the perspective of the monthly RSI, I honestly don't see any sort of a bullish divergence yet being formed on the monthly, because the monthly RSI is still bare. But however, how we can see that a monthly RSI can form a bullish divergence is that the RSI slightly pumps up and then do something like this, and then monthly we get a lower lows, and that's how probably the RSI can form. But the good part is, if you look at the structure, the dynamic OB levels and the stochastic levels, whenever the price have went to this lows, which has happened lastly in April 2019, this was the lows it has set, and this was the top it already has. So whenever we have such side of a cross, the price starts to reverse, and we get a big momentum either on the upside or on the downside. But if you look at this structure that we have, we are yet to see some sort of a reversal here. So far, I don't see any sort of a reversal. So this month is going to be most likely a very decisive month, because a good part is about this month is the dynamic OB level are coming down, which means that the slowly and gradually, as people might be thinking that there are no buyers, but no, someone is buying, because this dynamic OB on the Coinbase chart, we are just charting the Coinbase and the spots. We are focusing on the spot bags rather than the perpeps, because I'm just ignoring the perpeps for my technical analysis, because the BTC price is majorly driven by spots and not the perpeps. So the spots is saying that there is some hidden bullish momentum gaining this month. Basically the since December someone is buying big, don't know who, but the momentum is slowly and gradually coming. So what you want to see this month is, we want to see a reversal like this. We want to see something like this, and when we see something like this, guys, it's going to be the biggest buying opportunity, because of course, not necessarily that we can straight away go like this, no, but what we can do is we can do accumulate here slightly a little bit, and then we can go up like this. But of course, this is going to be a big buy opportunity as soon as we see some sort of a rollover. Now just look at the structure, what happened whenever the previous look at the indicator, how accurate this indicator is. This was the bottom when we start rolling back up, when we got a cross, and that was our bottom. And from here, even if you buy this candle around 7,759, the risk reward would have been amazing. The 7,759 open candle can give you, you ride it till like the next indicator pops up for the reversal, and this could have been your this would have been your sell-off zone, because you would have got the top, so you would have sold for like 660%. Now we are waiting for another sort of a reversal candle. So far we are not seeing any sort of a sign for a reversal yet. Because I have here selected the cross. So far I don't see any sign of a reversal. There is no curve at all. Actually, look at this, it is so flat. Unless we see even a small curve is happening, yes, that would be a big buy opportunity for the Bitcoin. Now don't ask me what indicator is this, maybe I will explain you in detail. how to use this. Also, if you look at the normalized MACD, the normalized MACD, I mean, for the first time in the monthly chart, because this was the death cross that happened here. So this was the death cross, and after this death cross, the momentum was not great. A lot of sell-off happened, and whatever the pump that we have got so far, that was with the low volume node. This was another opportunity for to exit the market. But whatever the pump that we got from these levels, practically nobody would have imagined that this could have been the top. But as soon as we start getting the bull cross, this was our bullish cross. And let's see the normalized MACD, how it functions. When the normalized MACD goes under 0.5, it's a clear sell-off signal. It's a clear, whenever it goes under this level, clear sell signal, clear. You just exit the market, that's it. But whenever we have such sort of a cross, which clearly indicates that the market is losing the momentum, so whatever the pumps you get, it's just for exiting the pump. So now let's see what the price action happened during such sort of a crosses. So whenever you get a bullish cross, for the first time normalized MACD had a bullish cross, and from those levels you can see that you got a top somewhere around 60k levels, and then the normalized MACD gave you a death cross. So this was the death cross, it happened. And this pump, this was the first exit pump. This was the exit pump. As you can see here, the normalized MACD was scrolling back down under the white line is part of the pump. So this was our clean exit pump. And second, this was another sell-off point. Even if you have lost everything, but this pump, whatever you got, like 48,000, that was an indication that this is the pump that you should literally exit. Don't wait for the market to reverse, because the market is not going to reverse anytime. And that was the clean exit levels for the normalized MACD on the monthly, ladies and gentlemen. So the plan for the 12 months that I mentioned for the monthly, this is the plan. I'm looking for any sort of a bullish wolf waves formation, and after that, what we may look for is a very standard reversal kind of a pattern towards 22,000. Maybe we can just reverse this from, because we now have a monthly OB, ladies and gentlemen. This is our this is our monthly OB. So this is the fresh OB that we have here. So what we may get is bullish wolf waves breakout and one more dip down like this towards the 11,300. And once it does something like this, we have a clean bounce, forms a very interesting, a very interesting bullish pattern over here. So we get a big, a pattern, some sort of a reversal pattern, kind of a reversal pattern. But you also would like to see a very strong reversal pattern. So what sort of a reversal pattern are we targeting? I mean, if you really ask me that whether the price, what would be the concrete proof that the price is going to reverse? I mean, if you really ask me, the concrete and a big proof that we are having, and this is the big M pattern. That is a concrete proof that the M pattern doesn't always means that it's going to reverse. It can also means that the coin is literally dead. But as BTC is the digital gold, I don't think it's dead. So I believe in this M pattern. 886 would be the target. 11,300 to 10,800 should be our bottom, plus minus $500. And that would be a lifetime, once in a lifetime opportunity to accumulate BTC. Now, the invalidation level is the range lows. Once it loses this range lows of 3,500, this is going to literally, maybe I would say zero, because then afterwards it's definitely going to zero, because many big people are going to get liquidated and have to sell their positions, in my opinion. But so far I don't see that's going to happen. No, BTC is not dying. We will be here for the another 20 years to come, and most likely we are very early in this stage of a bigger grand super cycle. So we are very early in the grand super cycle, guys. So let's focus on this grand super cycle. Well, if you look at the BTC Coinbase chart, what we have here is, what I feel personally is that this move, what we had is just wave 1, 2, and this has nothing to do with wave 3, 4, and 5. No. And what I feel is this is just big wave 1, and this is like A, B, and we are getting wave C here towards 11,000. So that's 886 pips, and that is going to be wave 1, 2, 1, 2, and boom, 3. So a few days back on 23rd December when I posted my big analysis on gold versus BTC. I don't know how many of you guys still remember the analysis on gold versus BTC, but I have posted in my corner. Just going to take you to the gold versus BTC analysis one more time. Let's go to the 1974 first of all. Yep. So what happened is in the 1974-76, so we got a similar sort of a bear market and we got a bullish wolf waves. Gold at that point of time literally went towards 886 fib to 0.9 fib levels, retested these levels and literally started reversing. And what happened is, people thought that this would have been, at that point of time, people would have thought that this is some sort of a big wave 1, or maybe finishing of cycle 1, and this is going to be something like this. So this is how gold, people expected that gold should do something like this. However, instead what gold did, absolute opposite of what people expected. So gold started literally have a big bull run at that point of time. Even the policy was against gold, because at that point of time people shifted from gold backed US dollars to petrodollar. And that's how I think that point of time gold should have devalued, but suddenly it just pumped from out of nowhere from $100, or I would say $98 to like giving a almost close to 10x returns. So what I think is right now is we are too early for BTC to see some sort of a big impulsive move, but what I feel is BTC is absolutely is most likely going to follow this cycle, and we're going to bottom around 886, and afterwards people will be expecting a bigger bear market, but instead BTC go for big bull market rally. For if we are literally doing 1-2-1-2, the wave 3 is going to be gigantic wave 3, guys, and I've already given my wave 3 targets. The wave 3 targets would be somewhere around 459k US dollars BTC to 500k dollars. I think 500k will not be reached because it's a psychological resistance, and then we're going to have a big bear market, a multi-year bear market for BTC, but 92,000 remains support for the BTC. I mean, the way we have the the overall the bigger cycle that we are looking for the gold. Actually, similar sort of a thing that I'm thinking here for a BTC as well on the Coinbase, because that's what I'm thinking. I think that this move is like a wave 1, 2, 1. This is what we are doing, wave 2, and this is going to be the big wave 3 here coming out of nowhere. And that's where the real adoption and everything is going to come. And when we go certainly close to these levels, we get a big blow off top, because normally what happens whenever we go keep on pumping, people are going to offload their positions, and we're going to dump straight to 180k bounce and form something like this structure, go for a big capitulation towards 100k, 93k to be precise, and this sort of a reversal, and then we go for another run for 2050 towards $1 million. But this is all a bigger aspect of a grand super cycle, guys, because BTC is compared as a digital gold. So if you compare a digital gold, you need to look a 1:1 extension or a 1:1 comparable asset, which is very much close to gold, guys, because everybody says that BTC is the digital gold and it functions like a gold. It acts like a store of a value, which is very much comparable to gold. So it has a lot of characteristics of physical gold, except that you cannot have it in your hand, you cannot touch it physically, whereas you can touch gold. Actually, most important thing about BTC is it's limited. So no, it cannot have more than 21 million supply, versus gold it can just have unlimited supply. You guys know everything about it. So I'm not sure. I mean, if you just follow the gold cycle, it just goes to 450k, but I'm not sure it can just go way beyond 450k as well. But most likely 450k should be the top for BTC if we just follow the 1-2-1-2 rule from the electoral perspective, guys. So this is something, the 2023 plan. This is one of the major plan that I have for 2023. anywhere close to 11,300 to 10,800, what plus minus 400, so maybe 11,800 and maybe 10,300, anywhere close to those levels, and I am definitely buying. My stop loss should be under 3,500 and I take profit targets of 450k. So you should just have to hold it for like 2 years or 3 years, because the wave 3 is gonna be very, very big. If you are just saying that this move is pretty much wave 1 2 1 2, so then it's going to be very, very, very wave 3 is going to be very quick and very, very big. Nobody would have imagined that this wave 3 is how far it can go, guys. So I think we have to play it very, very wisely. You have to play it, just accumulate spot backs. You should and for leverage we need to open longs based on confirmations. Even if it goes to 11,300, yes, I would definitely have my longs. We start building long positions slowly and gradually. I already have my limit set from 11,500 to 10,300. This is the bucket I'm having. I'm ensuring that my liquidation is under $3,000. That's where the liquidation price should be, way under 3,000. I would say just have your risk in such a way that your liquidation price is under $1,000. That is the safest bet for BTC, and your take profit target should be 450k going forward for the next 2 years. And in between, you're gonna make a lot of money by hedging. So whenever we see the wave 1 is getting over, hedge short. Whenever the wave 2 gets over, close the head short and let the longs run. So you are making money. You are just securing profits, and then put that money, and by building alt positions, that's where you're going to make a lot of wealth. That's where I made a lot of wealth in 2020, 2021, 2022 as well. Just have the big short position run, and in between hedge. And whenever you see that the momentum is losing and we are very much close to the top or bottom, exit it. Of course, you cannot catch the exact top or bottom. Exit and let it ride. So that's where you're going to make a lot of money, guys. So this is my first plan for the BTC on the monthly. 1212 is my primary plan. Now the second plan that we have here is a big bear plan. So the bear plan is going to be somewhere like that. This is the end of a bigger cycle. Wave 1 already finished, and this is going to go do something like this, a sort of an accumulation, a small manipulation towards 7,000, and then it goes towards a big reversal. So it forms a big bear cycle. So what happens is, even in 2024, people are going to be waiting for a halving pump, and what happens is we never get those halving pumps to new all-time highs. Everybody gets trapped. That halving pump is most likely going to be the bear trap. It's going to be like trap. First of all, we trap the bears, and then we're going to trap the bulls. So the halving pump is most likely going to be the bull trap on the bigger scale, and bear trap on the lower small scale. So most likely it's a bear trap on the small scale, because we want to trap more and more bears on the equilibrium over here, and then give them a pump, liquidate everyone, and then trap bulls over here. So I think this is going to be more like a bear trap according to me, which also means that this pump, whatever we're gonna get, it is most likely going to be 2024 bigger the 2024 halving pump. And everybody expects all-time highs. We never get all-time highs. Dreams are everybody's dream gets devastated. We never go above 31,850. So we're going to stay under Michael Saylor's entry, and Michael Saylor's entry is going to be the resistance, and we're just going to go into the bigger accumulation cycle. So that's how I think the big 1 2, and then we start 1 2 3 4 and 5. So that's how a big alternative scenario that I can think of. These are the only 2 scenarios I have, ladies and gentlemen. There is no third scenario. Khalas. Whatever the third scenario is only that the crypto market is going to go for a total death, which I don't think it's going to happen. So I'm not saying that crypto is going to die. No, it's not happening. So these are the only 2 scenarios I can probably think of. Since yesterday I have been having these 2 scenarios, ladies and gentlemen, on the heart and time frame of the 12 months. Now I'm just going to post all the 2 scenarios in Walt's Wealth Group Discord. If you guys really interested in trading with me, and a lot of good traders we have, Aztecs, Rez, John, Alice, Rego, Michael, every good traders, Rob, my brother Rob, everyone. So you can definitely join us. My link, the Volkswagen group link is mentioned in the description. Now also, I've already discussed about the monthly, that how this indicator helps in finding the bottom. Also, the normalized MACD bull cross is going to happen, but that doesn't mean that even if you get a bull cross on the normalized MACD, just look at this is where the first bull cross happened for the normalized MACD. Just look at the first. Sorry, this was the death cross. The first bull cross happened over here for the normalized MACD, and that's exactly where the price started running back up. That was the big buy zone. So I'm just waiting for the normalized MACD bull cross, which is mostly going to happen in the next 2 or 3 months, guys. And that is most likely going to be a good buying opportunity. But we want the normalized MACD to close above the white line. So you want to see the close above and not like a retest and then further dump. No, you don't want to see something like this, that it just retest and then further dump. No. So you want to see that, the normalized MACD is slowly back curving above, closing. And as soon as we see it closes above, buy everything, because then it is going to go for a big run. Now it can be a small run as well. Normalized MACD can go up, come back down, retest, and then do something like this. Possible. There's always a possibility. But what I'm saying is, as and when we get this bull cross on the normalized MACD, it is going to be a big lifetime opportunity to buy BTC. So we still have a lot of time. It's going to take like 2 months or 3 months at the most for having this such sort of a cross. So yeah, we just have to wait for 2-3 months more actually for having a concrete buy signal on BTC. But definitely I'm not going to wait for 2-3 months. Of course, I don't have time. So I'm just going to buy my levels, 11,300 to 10,800 plus minus 500 for sure. That's what you should play as well. Please manage your risk. Also, if you look at the now let's move from the monthly chart to the weekly chart, ladies and gentlemen. Now, many of you guys know about it, but weekly is very much I would say on a very oversold territory, guys. This is the territory where I haven't seen sort of a big oversold territory. Look at this territory when it happened previously. So this was a territory, it happened previously over here. Now a similar sort of a territory is happening again from these levels, and still we are still under this territory. I mean, I don't know how big this territory is gonna be, but we are still, I'm not seeing sort of a reversal candle, but we are accumulating here, ladies and gentlemen. So this is an accumulation zone. So Michael Saylor buy whatever he bought few days back. I think it's not gonna go in vain. Yeah, he's a little bit early, but he's looking for some sort of a big reversal on the higher term time frame, like let's say in the next 2 or 3 months. So that's what I think his buy is going to be in a big favorable buy, in my opinion. So he's going to make big on this, in my opinion. So just look at how it played out previously. Whenever we had such sort of a big sellout zone, this was our sellout zone, ladies and gentlemen. This was most likely a sellout zone, and when you had a green candle over here, green shade, which also indicates that people are more interested in buying this level. So people are accumulating here. So these are the levels where people accumulated, and this was the levels where people literally started offloading. This is the levels where people offloaded. So big whales offloaded here actually. So they offloaded and they reaccumulated a little bit, and then they majorly offloaded everything over here in this zone. So I would say consider these two zones. Just look at here, the big whales. They lot of people who have sold their BTC, they offloaded here when we had a big 25% dip from 43,000 to $28,000. So a lot of people offloaded here, and then we got another push up. So practically this was our local top for something where whales started offloading their BTC slowly and gradually. Whatever they have bought it here, actually they accumulated here, they sold here, and they would have reaccumulated here. I'm not sure because the indicator don't say that they reaccumulated, but whenever this was the big buy opportunity in 2019, I think we are going to get a similar buy opportunity here in 2023. So I think this is again a buying opportunity. People are accumulating here. So yeah, I think we're going to see some capitulation the way we saw here. So yeah, the capitulation candle is most likely, in my opinion, 11,300 300 to 10,800 plus minus $500. That's exactly, I think, what the capitulation candle would look like for BTC, guys. So again, what I'm trying to tell you is, the weekly indicator is showing a very, very interesting signs. So something we should not ignore. We should not ignore it. Let me just delete it first. Cool. Also, one more thing I would like to tell you is we are in accumulation zone, and we had never have been in such sort of a bigger accumulation zone for more than how much the range is, from more than whenever the cross happens, 161 days. So earlier the accumulation zone was 161 days. Currently the accumulation zone has already been like 189 to 190 days. So I think the monthly chart also says that the normalized MACD curve is going to take not more than 3 months, max 3 months. So which means that we're going to see some sort of a reversal sign, slowly and gradually building up, accumulation zone on the lower term time frame. Similarly, I think the weekly time frame is also saying that the people are accumulating here. A lot of accumulation is happening. Just look at the big green shades. It's people are accumulating, guys. They started accumulating big from 31st October till right now. They are accumulating. I think it's a good signal on the weekly. Also, if you look at the normalized MACD is already having a retest of the 0 levels. It is going to be very bullish, in my opinion, once it starts flipping these levels. Once it flips these levels, it's going to pump, which means that people are going to heavily accumulate more and more of a BTC, guys. So that's where the reversal is going to happen. Once it starts, flipping the levels of this 0%, 0 levels. Once it flips this, it's going to be the big move on the upside. That's exactly how it happened. I mean, look at the levels when it start flipped. This was the levels when it flipped, and this was the levels when it flipped. Now, this not necessarily is going to give you a big impulsive move, but this clearly tells you that a reversal move is coming. Look at when it happened. A reversal move happened. Not exactly a reversal, like a full-fledged big reversal, but yes, it literally gives you that pump, Once a normalized MACD flips the 0.5 levels on the weekly or 0 levels on the weekly, you get a big pump. Look at here. This pump was like a big pump. And after that pump, when normalized MACD starts coming back under the 0, this was the levels when it starts coming back under the 0. That's exactly where we got a dump. This candle was a dump actually. And then normalized MACD was literally doing a bearish retest. So this was a clear sell signal, a bearish retest. A clear sell signal happened around these levels. A clear sell signal. This was the sell signal. So this candle was a clean sell signal on the weekly. You see, when the normalized bearish cross happened again, a clear sell signal. So all these indicators, should not be used independently, just to take a trade, but this can give you a very nice understanding of how the market makers or the buyers and sellers are, or big whales are interested in. So this can give you a nice feel of how the market is going to do. So once this normalized MACD, in the next 2 or 3 weeks, we're going to know probably as to how the normalized MACD goes. But if it again does like a double top kind of a thing, it rejects again and come back down, something like this, then it's going to give us a very interesting buy opportunity. But if it literally starts flipping up, we're going to get a big green dildo across the board, guys, and it's going to pump up like this. Not necessarily it's going to make new all-time highs. Not necessary, of course, but yeah, normalized MACD on the weekly is something we need to watch it. Now also look at the RSI. Again, RSI is having a big bullish divergence on the weekly for Bitcoin. And this is something I have been telling you again and again, that I want RSI to test 28.77 to 29 levels. And once RSI tests these levels, it's going to be another big buy opportunity for BTC. It might be possible that we already bottom and RSI don't go that low. So there is a possibility that RSI is already bottom and we don't need to go down that low, and it forms a double bullish divergence. So first is this bullish divergence and the second one is this bullish divergence, which means that whatever the low that we have at 14th of November, just imagine 14th of November, this lows, And if you just compare it with the price action that we have here, so 14th of November is here, so that's like a 14th of November. And if you look at the RSI, what it does is we make the lows like this, go to the $13,500 and do something like this. RSI have a bullish divergence on the weekly again. So we don't, RSI don't make lows, but RSI goes for a big double bullish divergence because it already has a double bullish divergence, ladies and gentlemen. So you had a big divergence over here like this, as I mentioned, first big divergence, and then you have another bullish divergence. So there would be two bullish divergence on the RSI, which is something you should not ignore it, ladies and gentlemen. Something you should not ignore it. And I'm just patiently waiting for any sweep under 15,000 towards 13,800 is for sure buying, ladies and gentlemen. Do not miss it. So that it can be our first leg on the upwards. Now, as I mentioned on the hard term time frame, on the monthly, as I was discussing, that the final target, the final big buy levels are here. This is my final big, but this buy level is not necessarily that it goes straight away towards the buy levels. No, it can go in bit and pieces, meaning that it can do something like this. It just does it goes like this and go to retest the 0.382 fib here, and can even go to 2022 equilibrium, reject, give us the buy opportunity, sell opportunity one more time, and then does something like this, which also means from the bigger alert wave perspective that this move, what we saw is A, B, and C. This is again A, B, C for X, and then you get 5 waves down. So practically this is going to be a very interesting ABC in my opinion, if it literally plays out, ladies and gentlemen. And that is going to be the pump is going to be very wild. It's not gonna take much time. It's going to probably have a bearish retest and then further breakdown, make lower lows, because everybody's going to wait for here for these levels to come, and they're going to sell off or maybe hedge, whatever. I don't know what's going to happen, and then afterwards it goes for a big impulsive move. So that may be our third plan for BTC. The first plan for BTC is straight away, as I mentioned, 1 2 1 2. This is 1 2 1, and straight away go towards 11,800. If it straight away goes towards those levels, the bottom is in, and we're just going to have something like this. Yeah, I'm not kidding, because 1 2 1 2 plays always play like this. However, the second plan is this is big wave 1, and this is going to be, as I mentioned, A, B, and C, accumulation, kind of a triangle formation, and then go like this and then pump. So that is going to be the second plan that I have. So this scenario that we have here falls or fits with my second plan on the hard term time frame, goes for an accumulation, and then we go for sweep the lows towards 10,800. So people who are waiting for 10,800, the market makers are going to make them wait for longer and longer and longer, and people who are going to wait for the bull run, market makers are going to make them wait for longer and longer, and that's where people goes under depression actually, and that's where the whole market goes under a bigger depression mode, and that's where you're gonna get a full and final capitulation candle. So this is the second plan, and this pump that we are watching perfectly fits with my second plans. Okay, so there are two plans that I have, ladies and gentlemen. I've already discussed it in detail on the hard term time frame with you. So we have walked through the what do you say, we have walked through the yearly plan, that is 12 months plan. We have walked through a monthly and weekly, both the levels we have gone through it. Now this is how the weekly looks like. I just need one more dip, and that's going to form a big double weekly bullish divergence. And I still have 15% Bitcoin back. I bought around 16,800. 10% I've already hedged around 17,800, and my break even for those bags is around 13,000 or so, because we made a lot of gains. It pumped to 25k with 3x leverage. I made a nice gains, and we shorted it as well. So this is how I feel that the market is going to do in my opinion, or going forward. Now, even if you just look at simply EMAs, the first in a while. If you see here, you know, just I think is, for the first time, the EMA 50 on the weekly is having a death cross on the EMA 200, which of course is not good. For the very first time it's happening. So I do think once this death cross happens on the weekly, which is not yet happened, once it happens, I think the market is going to literally have a dip down towards, a leg down towards $14,000 and $13,800. Now, if you remember, 13,800 also goes in confluence with my swing plan. This was my swing plan I discussed like few months back, that this bearish 1618 extension is at 12,800, but the 1414 extension is currently the buy zone is 1414 to 1618, practically for anywhere from 12,800 to 13,800, I would say, is our lower term time frame buy zone, which means that it's not going to be a big it's not going to be a multi-year big swing, which means that you buy it here, and when you get a pump or a bearish retest of $28,000 to $30,000 from here, you get it like this, and then you go like this, you exit it, because that is where it's gonna do one more dip down like this. That's going to be a big swing, like 100% swing, but it's not going to be like a big 120 230% swing, ladies and gentlemen. 2022 equilibrium is what I'm eyeing for BTC retest, 2022 equilibrium. So the range that we are eyeing for us to play is, you sweep the 2022 lows, reclaim it back, go towards the 2022 equilibrium, reject, come back down and retest, maybe make new lows further, or make a 3-tap setup, like a small range formation, as I mentioned, accumulation, and then go for reclamation of 2022 highs, reclaim 2022 highs, and the bull run begins. So that's how the plan should be for 2023. So you have plan 1, you have plan 2. Now many of you might think that, oh fuck, we don't have big capitals, we just play with $1,000, I only have $100, I only have $5,000. For you guys, you have to have real patience, because you guys are not going to be millionaire in a day or two. You have to grind the whole bull run. So it's like, you put $1,000, out of $1,000 you put $500 in BTC and $500 in Ethereum, and let those two coins ride. And once these coins reaches the peak, because remember, in every bull run, the first coins to pump is the majors, which means the Bitcoin and Ethereum are the one that pumps literally. And after that, once the money flows from those big elephants, the money starts flowing into alts, which means that you're going to make some money. So your $1,000 can be like 10k. If you talk about the BTC, or $1,000 at the peak of the bull run should be somewhere around 45k. And for ETH, if you talk about ETH, if our buy zone meets perfectly around $600 to $700, then it would also mean that for ETH, your $1,000 invested would be somewhere at the peak, would be somewhere around, in my opinion, 25 to 30k minimum. So 25 to 30k dollars, if we are talking about $600 to $700 range. Now, if you talk about these two, so your capital at the peak of the bull run would be somewhere around, your 1k in 2 years would be somewhere, or not 2 years to be precise, it can be 1 year or less than 2 years, 1 year or 2 years in between. Your 1k would be somewhere sitting around average of 35k. Let's say you forget to exit the peak, so your profits 35k, and then you revolve your capital 35k. So buy 5k of this alt, that alt, and then you'll have to analyze. Of course, I'm going to be here to help you guys, and that 5k you're going to put it in 7 alts, and even if out of 7, even 3 alts just did 20x 30x, khalas, then you're going to reach $1 million mark in most likely around 25-26. But you're going to have real patience. Nothing is going to happen in 1 year or 2 years. Trust me. If anybody tells you that, yeah, I'm going to help you play leverage and I'm going to convert your 1k to $1 million in just next 3 months or 4 months, then good luck to those persons, and you can go trade with them. I don't mind it. but I'm just going to show you the mirror and the reality of how you can make it, because I have made this way actually. So I played big. I started playing small in 2019, made big gains in 2020. That bear market, the dump that we got, invested my funds in Chainlink at that point of time, and few alts like AXS slowly and gradually. Also bought BTC back around 10,000 something, and Ethereum back I got around 125. And then these were the I just kept on riding it. What I did, I moved all my funds, the coins that I had, especially BTC and ETH, to coin margin contracts on Binance, and I slowly gradually started, because when I bought at 10,000, soon after that it pumped around 13,000, and it dumped towards 3,100. So my portfolio was literally down like almost 70% at that point of when I bought BTC. But what I did is I moved all my coins to coin margin contracts, and I started building long positions on the coin margin contracts with only 3x leverage. And I remember I started building long on BTC around $4,300 to $4,000 because those were very important levels, and I literally wrote that thing till $30,000. I exited everything at $30,000. The coin margin contract, I literally exited. I closed my long positions on coin margin contracts for BTC around $31,000 because it was a life-changing money for me. It was a big money for me. I'm not talking about millions, but it was a really good money. And it was I'm not talking about 1 million or 2 million. It was a big money actually. So, and then don't want to be greedy. I just holded the spot positions for BTC till $53,000, and then I had a long from 60 to 65k, and then I started exiting everything actually. So practically, it took a lot of time and patience to happen and to reach that levels, guys. And that's what I just want to be fair with you. It's not going to happen in a year. If you're just playing with $1,000, $2,000 or $3,000, I would say anything under $10,000, it's going to take some time. So you have to have patience, and you'll definitely make a lot of wealth, but it's going to have some real patience, guys. It's not going to happen in a year or two. It's going to take at least in my opinion, it's going to take 3 years, because the first peak of the bull run, when it is happening, you will be in BTC and Ethereum. You're going to make some money there, and then you exit the market over there, and then start taking positions in alts that may have a good potential of pumping 20x, 30x, 40x, and that's how you can play, guys. Okay, so that should be your plan. Now let's talk about the BTC on the weekly. The death cross is happening for the first time on the weekly. I don't know how it's gonna play out, because it's the first time it's happening. It's never happened in the history of BTC, guys. This sort of a death cross on the weekly. So I expect this, when this death cross happens, we're going to get our quick dump towards $13,800 to $13,000 levels, and the capitulation and this bullish wolf waves is going to complete, and that's where we're going to see some sort of a reversal. Now I'm not expecting a big reversal if you're talking about the plan 2. If you're going to play the plan 2, it's not going to be big reversal, but yeah, it's going to be something like this towards quarter to equilibrium, 2022 equilibrium, somewhere around this zone, and come back down again. It's gonna do something like this, and then this is going to be the big reversal pattern for BTC. Very, very big reversal. So ladies and gentlemen, 2 plans on the hard term time frame. Plan 1, straight dump towards 10,000, 11,300 to 10,800 plus minus $500, and then reverse. Plan 2, we dump towards 13,800 to $13,000 levels. It can even go to 12,800, to be honest, because it's big levels actually. So 13,800 to 12,800 should be your range, and we reverses from those levels and pump towards the 2022 equilibrium. 2022 equilibrium is around 31,850. No, the 32,500, 32,538. 31,850 to 30,518 is the levels where 2022 equilibrium would be, and that is going to be your exit point for everything. So that is the 2 plans that we have. Now, if you talk about the, let's break down our weekly into 3 days chart. If you talk about the 3 days chart, guys, whenever we have seen, the death cross happening. So this was the death cross happen here, the MA50, EMA50 going down under EMA 200. We have seen a big fat red candle, and then we have seen accumulation right like this. Right now our resistance is literally EMA 50 on the 3 day is literally sitting at the previous all-time highs, 2017 all-time highs, ladies and gentlemen, which is of course now it also indicates that the previous all-time high is acting as a strong resistance point. So it's a very strong resistance point. If you talk about the 3 day chart, the 3 day chart is interestingly forming a bullish divergence as well. So how bullish divergence? This was our lows of June, already a bullish. BTC makes new lows, and the RSI does something like this, double bullish divergence. So 3 days is going to form bullish divergence, weekly is going to form double bullish divergence. Of course, both is really interesting to me. Actually, you just want that one more dip, form bullish divergence and reverses. That's what you need. Now, if you talk about the weekly chart one more time, and I want to go there one more time because I forgot something. So we talked about the multi EMA, but let's also talk about the MA as well. So the MA over here. So if you talk about the MA, so we already had a we already had a death cross of EMA 21:200 for the first time on the weekly, but MA 50 and MA 200 is the gap is huge. So versus MA gap is huge. So not necessarily that MA 50 or 200 needs to have that dump, actually, in my opinion, but for now 25,000 is going to act as a strong resistance, and even before that 18,600 is going to act as a strong resistance, because you have MA 21 on the weekly as a resistance over there. Now similarly, if you talk about this MA ribbon on the 3 days chart, just look at the 3 days chart. What you're going to see is the MA 200 on the 3 day is around 35,000. That's around 2022 golden pocket zone. And what you're going to see is MA 50 is having a strong resistance at the previous all-time high. So MA 50 and EMA 50 both on the 3 day chart is having a strong resistance around previous all-time highs of 2017. So that area is literally a big resistance, guys. Currently it is a big resistance. Once it flips, the first resistance is 25,000, and then you only have resistance at Q2 equilibrium, 2022 equilibrium around $31,850 to $32,500. Now let's move from 3 days chart to the daily, because now that's what we expect, or that's the only lower time frame chart that is left. Before we go to the MA, let's focus on the before we go to the EMA, let's focus on the MA. So for Bitcoin, as you can see here, we already the MA 200 is around 19,700. Again, even on the daily, this level is acting as a strong resistance. 3 day chart, MA 50, EMA 50 is having a strong resistance here. Now daily chart, MA 200 is having a strong resistance here. If you talk about the if you talk about the multi EMAs, EMA 200 is lying at 21,387. Not a big deal, but what you would want to see is the daily chart, where the precious EMA of 300 is lying. So before we go deep dive into daily analysis, I would just like to see if I forgot to check my precious MA 300 as to where exactly is MA 300 is on the 3 days chart and the weekly chart. Normally the weekly MA 300 has previously acted as a strong support, but for the first time we have lost these levels, and which is of course not a good sign. So the MA 300 is right now at 18,400. So again, it is acting as a strong resistance, and until we don't flip those levels, 18,400, we are bear, and we can expect a more leg down. So I went through this MA. Also, just let me check BB. What exactly is the BB? Yeah, BB also equilibrium around 18,424. So practically we are going into some sort of an accumulation zone, and most likely a capitulation should come around 13,800. That should give us the buy opportunity, in my opinion, even if it's not a long-term buy opportunity but a mid-term buy opportunity. So there are two types of buy opportunity: a long-term investment, mid-term investment, a small investment like for few days. Mid-term we are talking about few months, and long-term we are talking about years. So yeah, mid-term opportunity, at least we can get it if we talk about the BB. Now I think we have almost done with the 3 days, weekly, monthly. If we talk about the daily chart, yeah, I mean, just let the weekly analysis play out. This is also really interesting because if you look at the once we start making the new lows, even the daily is going to have an interesting bullish divergence. So what is going to happen if bearish retest is happening, one more wave down like this, price makes lower lows, and RSI don't make lower lows but higher lows, and that's where it reverses and go back towards above 70 levels, sell off zone, and then further down. So I think everything on the daily, 3-day, weekly, if you really want to play the bullish divergence, we need that sweep of the lows, and once it's sweep, it's going to be the buy opportunity. Now if you look at the daily on the BTC, daily says that we are yet not close to the bottom, because the capitulation candle normally happens like this. This is where the capitulation candle happens. This exactly is the levels where the capitulation candle happens. So we have yet not reached those levels where once it starts going under these levels of dynamic OS levels, that is going to be the buy opportunity for in my opinion for on the daily. But still we are not there, so we are far from those levels in my opinion. So yeah, I'll just have to probably wait and watch. Normalized MACD is having a death cross. Slowly and gradually it's going to curl back down. So I can't say that it's going to dump from here, but what I can say that it's accumulating here. So if you do have a breakup like this, yeah, we can see a push towards 17,400 on the daily, and then we can have a dump and retest of these levels here of 0, and then further continuation, or it's just going to dump. But for now, normalized MACD is neutral. I don't see any sort of a bull or bear sign on the normalized MACD. So now I think the daily plan still same. Want it to have the move down, and once we have the move down, we can just most likely on the daily we can just look for a buying opportunity, guys. On the lower term time frame now from the daily, so we have looked into the daily, monthly, weekly, a month, a 3 days chart, weekly chart, monthly chart, and a yearly chart. The plan for the 2023 is set for myself. I expect a push, at least a dump towards 12,800, 13,800, and a push towards 32,000 minimum, 31,850. Let's say these levels at 2022 equilibrium. You can always get a deviation of the equilibrium. So deviation will be somewhere like this. You take the liquidity here, go for the deviation, and then we go down like this, and this is going to be the base for us. A bearish retest of 25,000 is going to be the base in my opinion for the future. So can go for a big inverse head and shoulder as well, ladies and gentlemen. So I think most likely this is going to give us a nice buying opportunity whenever whatever the legs we're going to get. One more leg down going to be the big buy opportunity. Remember, weekly bullish divergence, double bullish divergence, 3-day double bullish divergence is going to form, daily bullish divergence is going to form. So all this bigger term time frame divergence cannot lead to invalidation levels for the upside. No, it can never. Yeah, I mean I would have said that okay, only weekly is forming a bullish divergence, but 3 days bearish, daily is bearish. So yeah, there is a mixed signal. So you can say that I'm not sure it's gonna play or not. But right now the situation is weekly is going to form a bullish divergence, double bullish divergence. It's already having one bullish divergence, a big bullish divergence. 3-day already having one bullish divergence, and the double bullish divergence is going to form, and daily is going to form double bullish divergence as well. So I think every bigger time frame is slowly and gradually turning bullish going forward. And even the weekly time frame, as we have seen, the normalized MACD is going to have a bull cross in the probably next 2 to 3 months. Maybe it can have in the month of January as well, but we will get to know this only after 3 to 4 weeks. So once it have a bull cross and the price, the normalized MACD line crosses or closes above the white line, the signal line indicates that the momentum has turned bullish. Buy everything. Similarly, weekly OS levels is at lows, 3-day OS level is at lows, daily is slightly pending to go towards the low level, but more or less it will be there in few days. So I think January can give us a interesting buy opportunity. As I mentioned a few days back, 20th of January, I believe that is where my birthday is. 28th January or close to those numbers, we're going to most likely see the final buying opportunity for BTC, and February and March can give us a nice pump across the board, guys. So my birthday is going to bring a lot of good luck for each and every one of you, is what I believe. Don't want to be a center of attraction, but yeah, I mean, this is how I feel. I think I analyzed the days of gold versus BTC, and from those numbers it's coming around 28th of Jan. So I think we discussed few days back when we did a live stream on the Discord in Worldwide group. I explained how the 28th of Jan or close to those numbers actually is going to be interesting. And I just also want to tell you one thing is never lose hope, guys. 28th of Jan, I'm just going to turn 30. Just remember 30. If I can be millionaire under 30, of course you guys can too, but you just need to have patience, as what I make you understand. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It's gonna be a get rich, but in a consistent way and slow and gradual way. So this, if you really want to climb high, you have to go through the steps. Now forget about the elevator. We're not talking about the elevators. But just look for the stairs. You have to climb the stairs, steps one by one. Then you reach the levels, So, ladies and gentlemen, this was my analysis on BTC on the higher term time frame. Now let's focus on the lower term time frame. Let's focus on the 1 hour chart. Ladies and gentlemen, what I think on the lower term time frame for BTC is, I think that I'm expecting don't ignore the weekly open levels and everything. Let me just update those numbers, because the weekly close is closed yesterday and I forgot to update my numbers. So just give me a moment and I'm going to update my numbers. Weekly lows, highs, so the range is very, very tight, and the equilibrium is going to be, this is your the range equilibrium. I'm just going to set it for 0.5, 16,657. So that is the equilibrium, and most likely 16,657 is where the equilibrium is, and our weekly opens to that these levels of 16,622.5. That's where the weekly open is. And what all the numbers do we have here? 2023 open is around these levels. Yeah, December open is here. Perfect. Now let's go to the 1 hour chart, and before we go there, also just have a look at the CME and where exactly do we have the gap. So the CME, if you look at here on the CME, so CME is had a very interesting 5 waves on the downside, and it's looking great in my opinion. If you look at the 1 hour chart, I just want to see if we do have any gap up or gap down. No, we don't have any gap. So gap is filled over here. There is no gap actually for now on the CME. This was the gap, it already filled, and we don't have any further gap, so the CME price is perfect. Now what we want to see is, I would like to see, this is clearly 1 2, it can be like 3 4 and 5 maybe. The 5 waves might be done, but what I feel is the weekly open and 2023 open is a strong support. So till we are above these levels, I expect the price to go up like this for the previous week highs, and have a deviation of the previous week highs. Can even go for the December opens, have a deviation, and then we go for the previous week lows, going back down towards 16,182 and under 16,182, and go for a bigger dump towards the 2022 lows, practically sweep of the lows. So practically this is how I feel that the market should do, because I think that this is wave A, B, C over here, 1 2, and this is more like a wave 3. It can even go to 17,400, ladies and gentlemen. Not denying the fact, but you have a December opens. I think December opens has no relevance for now, so let me just delete it. For now it has no relevance, so I think most likely we're going to use the fibs for our targets. So the fibs are here, going to target the golden pocket max levels for the shorts, but I was just going to enter before the golden pockets from somewhere around 17,300 17,400. The short limits is still valid, and what we can just get it somewhere around this. So I think the invalidation level is previous week lows, but if we do lose the levels of 2023 open, we can just straight away go to the sweep of previous week lows and can go do something like this. Maybe not exactly the sweep, but something like this then makes sense. You see how things would start making more sense. Yeah, it's a channel then. If this is a resistance, if we lose the 2023 open, it sweeps one more time and then we reverse. So that's going to be, you know, clearly going to be A, B, and it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's how the 5 waves comes into the play, and that's how it goes up. So I'm just patiently waiting for how the lower term time frame is going to flip the previous week equilibrium. Once it flips this previous week equilibrium, or even take this liquidity, let it take the liquidity, so it's gonna give us a lower term time frame, MSB, market structure break. You get the market structure break in here. Once you get the market structure break, look for, you know, not the high lows formation, and then we can look for longs. So practically my short positions are here. This is the plan for the shorts already given, and I've just ignored the FPVR for now. So hold on, I just need to also give you what the FPVR for the 2022 is. So what is the range according to the FPVR? I forgot to give you that. Hold on, let me just try to give it right now. FPVR, let's go to the Bitcoin chart over here on the for the FPVR. So on the Coinbase, practically FPVR, I already had it once. So let's go start it from 1st of Jan till 31st of December, and the VPVR is, you see, I'm in the perfect, you have a big gap in here, so this is going to be the big fair value gap. So this zone is your fair value gap, sort of a thing. You don't have a volume. Whenever the price is going to go here, it's going to pierce those levels, you know, like this, like a butter. It's not gonna hold there. So the bears are, it's going to take all the fair value gap there, and you have a double volume. So the first big huge volume which came was this levels. We already have the green box and the OB that we already draw on the weekly. So this OB, yeah, makes more sense. And the POC of 2022 is around 16,663. That's where the POC of the, for, you know, the Coinbase chart for the BTC is. So that's where the POC is for the BTC, around 16,653, and the value area low is around 15,426. So practically this is the levels. I mean, if you do get a dump inside this, I think most likely this is the range that we have to play. So this is the range highs, range lows, and most likely this is our, you know, OB, or you can say a fair value gap that we have here, a big fair value gap. So that's the fair value gap that we have here. In fact, even the fair value gap can go to this levels because the volume is still pretty much low here. Yeah, so this is the big gap that we have here. So, and you know, once it goes above, it's gonna straight away go to 2022 equilibrium straight away. So I would like to see a wick under a value area low of 2022. So 2022 lows versus value area low is going to be a sweep, take all the liquidity, trap bears, and then reverse liquidate them till $33,000 or 31,850. Anywhere above 31,850 is gonna go. I don't know how far it's gonna go, but most like the golden pocket zone 2022 is going to hold at 35,718. It's gonna be big resistance till 38,470. But yeah, for now this is how I see that the volume has been pretty much the big volume have came from these levels. You need a capitulation. Whoever is accumulating here, you know, someone is accumulating big around 16,998 to 16,677 on the Coinbase. Someone has bought big bag over there, and you need one more capitulation to shake him out around 13,800 levels. And once you get this capitulation, you get a pump up towards 29,000 to $33,000. So minimum 29,000, and max it can go towards 35,000, 38,471. That's a 702 Fibonacci levels. So that's the FPVR that we have here for the high term time from the daily. So I'm not gonna check it right now. So the lower term time frame, my plan is pretty much simple. I've already given my shots. For longs, I am just patiently waiting for the structure to form, and once I see the market structure break in here on the lower term time frame, you start buying a retest and let it do something like this. It's just gonna do something like this. Oh shit, it's not gonna go to 18,000, of course. It's gonna do something like, let it just have a, let it have a market structure break. Once it have a market structure break, retest, pump it up, retest, and go to the June lows. A bearish retest gonna happen for the range, and then dump. So that's where we're going to most likely have a closure of this range actually. So this is where the, you know, the so far the support is for the range, and we might even form a ascending triangle, ladies and gentlemen. So as you can see here, we already have an ascending triangle formation. So I'm not sure how good the ascending triangle would be. We might, so instead it just pumps up from this and go towards the 20k levels as well. And this is the bullish case we have. So once it flips the levels of once it flips above $18,000, of a stop loss would be around 18,100 and something, 110 something. It flips $18,000, it's gonna pump towards 20k levels then. So you have bull and bear case both. For now, I think I am looking for bear case scenario because that perfectly fits and aligns with my daily plan, 3-day plan, and weekly plan. So we need that dump before we can have further push up. But before we're gonna dump, I expect a push towards at least $17,600. So on the lower term time frame, on the 1 hour, you would want to see the price retesting either 2023 opens. You can have a quick long over here because I see a very interesting a very interesting diamond bottom formation on the lower term time frame is what I believe. So a long here with their stop losses under 16,450, very tight stop loss, and the take profit targets would be somewhere around this zone of 17,600. That is going to be interesting scalp in my opinion. If the diamond bottom is really looking great on the lower term time frame. So yeah, the invalidation level is very clear to me actually. Now, you know what might happen is this can be A, B, C, a 3-wave structure. So this can be A, this is B, and we can have one more wick down for the wave C here, and then reverse it. So hence, what I would suggest is you have your stop loss under the previous week lows. That would be the most acceptable stop loss. However, if we start losing 2023 open again on the high term time frame, that's like H4, then probably we'll have to reanalyze our plan and just exit that at those levels, and then probably we look for shorts. But this is the lower term time frame plan that we have now. Lot of plan I have for total USD dominance, but all those plans, I think the life has been extended a lot, and all the for the plan for total Ethereum, gold. I also have plan for the gold on the lower term time frame, guys. The lower term time frame gold plan, I think I already discussed it a few days back. But for the pump that we're gonna get it is for exiting the positions. I've already sold my gold around 1813. I was expecting it to reject around 1813, but that's fine. But this is like a one more push up, and then I'm expecting it to come back down towards a retest of 1678. Because the 5th wave completion is happening right now. Now, if you talk about few alts, RSR is looking very interesting. I have bought a spot bags of RSR around 2804. It's looking really great. A big falling wedge. I know that our original target to buy RSR is in the blue box. That's where the green box is where we want to buy. But if you look at the RSR on the weekly chart over here. So if you just look at the weekly chart, what I saw was despite of the fact that weekly is not yet bottom, I expect a small push up and then dump. And even if you look at the daily chart on the RSR, what I saw was the daily is curving back up. You see, we are finding a momentum over here for the RSR on the daily, which means that we are oversold territory, and we're just going to get a small push up. Now, not necessarily we're going to get a big dump, but every time we are seeing some sort of a reversal, you see we see almost like a pump of towards 20% to 140%. We have seen in the past historical data says whenever we have seen such thing, you see 32% pump. We have seen from here till here, like here also it just pumped like almost like 15%, these levels. And just history, if you just go back more, you'll find more and more data. So here also you have the data whenever we have seen a cross and it's reversing. This is how big the pump was for RSR of more than 150%. So more than 200%, 231%. And hence this was the main reason for me giving you spot buys for RSR, because I feel that RSR is going to have some interesting move on the upside, ladies and gentlemen. Now the big buy zone in for me for RSR is somewhere in the blue box 161. It makes more sense. So even if the push happens, what I feel is the push is most likely going to happen till or towards 9503, and we're going to see something like this in my opinion. So minimum target is 5684, which is in conjunction with like here, 2820, or like almost like 100% move is what I'm eyeing for now. And max it can go to 9503, flip 9503, and it is going to have a big week on the upside. But for this is what I see, because the wave count suggests that this move in my opinion is clearly some sort of a 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So this is how the 5 waves into me looks to me like. This can be A, B, C, and then further wave down. This is how it can do. So I think RSR can give us a very interesting push up versus BTC is what I believe. So let's see how it plays out. The risk is managed, so I'm not worried about the RSR spot bags. My stop loss is manual under 0.019. That's what the stop loss is. Now, ladies and gentlemen, so I have one alt which is really interesting, DOT. I'm long on DOT here, a similar fashion versus RSR. But the only issue that DOT have is if you look at the daily here, the only issue is I'm not sure if this is going to reverse again from here. But many times we have seen it always gives us a fake breakout and then dump again. So the best is once it starts flipping the levels of 8.871, the stochastic trigger. So once it it has a bull cross, start turning green, we can long and ride it till another red forms. So that's how you can ride it actually on the daily. If you look at the 3-day chart on the DOT, it's very much into oversold territory. Look at the weekly chart on the DOT. Again, it's already close to the oversold territory, guys. Look at the 4-hour is coming into the sell-off zone. So sell-off zone. We're going to see some sell-off here very soon. So most likely I would like to say that any dip on DOT, if you do get a dip something like this or a retest of 4.3, can give us a very interesting long opportunity with the stops under this, and we can have a push up towards 4.9. So DOT is looking very interesting to me. A very good falling wedge, a perfect falling wedge. Not sure how the count is for the DOT, because I don't have the counts for DOT, but yeah, this falling wedge looks great in my opinion. So DOT is something you should definitely watch it, ladies and gentlemen. For ETH, similar plan, no changes, what I discussed with the BTC. So I have to change the data here for ETH. I have to have new equally previous week data and yearly opens. I have yet to have those data here, but most likely it's gonna follow along with the BTC, guys.
1274 is what I am eyeing for shorts if we do happen to get this move for ETH. One more confluence I've added for Bitcoin is a very interesting harmonic that we can have it here. It's a very interesting harmonic. It's a bullish harmonic. So this harmonic is having a very significant, can have a significant impact on the price. So I am expecting it to have a push, and this is the invalidation levels. The previous week lows is the invalidation levels. Closure, a wick is fine. A closure under this is clearly an invalidation levels. So guys, thank you so much. If you like to support my work, do trade on Bybit. Everything is mentioned in the link is also mentioned. And you don't need to be you don't need to be broke, guys. And okay, Ali is asking for silver. Let's have a watch at the silver. And thank you so much, Ali, for your support. Let's have a silver. So the silver, before I go down, or before we before I close my live, let's have a watch at the silver. I believe that silver is most likely to give us a top somewhere around 25.6, or maybe we are close to the top level as well, because my plan for the silver is so far looking great. It's a big cup and handle for the silver, and something you should not miss it. Now this cup and handle can be the fake cup and handle, which is not yet confirmed. The only way to confirm is I'm looking to buy silver, because this is ABC, it's a W, the move up is X, and I'm gonna see another zigzag correction towards 886, towards $14.8. That's where I'm buying big on silver. Very much big on silver, guys. I'm going big on silver, because, or this can be ABC, the bottom might be in, this is wave 1, another ABC, and we're going to hold $18.9, and that is going to be the buy opportunity for silver. And the stop loss is under this 18.3, and it starts pumping towards $39 to $40. The bull run on the silver starts happening, and the final target for the silver is most likely going to be 110 and $164.9 for the silver, ladies and gentlemen. So on the hard-term time frame, if you just look at the silver, just look at here the silver, and if you watch the weekly chart on the silver, we are already going into the sell territory, which means that this is not the levels to buy, but these are the levels to sell here, or just wait for it to have a cross. In fact the normalized MACD on the weekly is going to have a death cross soon, and even the RSI is having a is going to go to the overbought territory very, very soon. But we still see that on the weekly it can have a small push up, not denying the fact, towards 18 point something. The 3-day chart is already looking very much topish. Do not look for buys of silver over here. In fact, I will be looking to short once we have a clear death cross on the silver on this stochastic. This is the stochastic indicator. You see a lot of people are exiting the positions over here. People are exiting over here, so sell is happening, having also a 3 drive. So most likely this is a distribution over here. Not necessarily we should reach 18.9, but weekly is saying that we should have a push up. So practically daily might literally have some accumulation, distribution here, and then dump. So practically whatever the push we are going to see with the low volume node, and that is going to be the exit point for the silver, or any push up, one more up above towards the levels of 25.7 is a sell off zone for the silver, in my opinion, on the hard-term time frame. Ali, this is for you. Thanks a lot, and I'm going to do I've given my schedule for everything in the Discord, and going to be very active. A lot of trades are going to come, so let's see. So thanks a lot, guys, and have a nice day. Bye bye.